This is the story of a small family on a big mission to be a great blessing in 3 Asian nations. They served, prayed, and laughed their way through 6,000 miles by plane, 1,500 miles by train, 150 miles by bus, and 1,000 miles by grabs, cabs, and tuk-tuks.
Whether they were ministering in schools, homes, churches, or on the streets, their one desire was to share the love of God in tangible ways. But this isn't just their story, it's also the story of all who gave and prayed to send them on this journey.
One of the highlights for me was in India. We went to a school and were ministering, and they brought in the 9th and 10th graders. We did our dramas and shared our testimonies, and many of these kids are Hindu and Muslim, and you could just really tell that they were responding to the gospel. And at the end, we invited them up for prayer if they would like prayer, and many of them responded. And I got to pray with so many girls, and I could tell that God was really ministering to them, and some of them were crying and just responding to the Holy Spirit, and it was just so incredible to see the love of God reaching those that have not heard of the gospel.
My favorite part was in India when we went to Ahmedabad, which is a village 5 hours outside of the city limits. We got to go to a church and preach and minister and pray for people there, which is really cool. And my favorite part there was whenever we prayed for a girl and she couldn't bend her legs. And as we prayed for her, she began to start bending her legs. And by the end, she was starting to walk.
So my favorite part was in India. We went to Finally Home, which is the girls' orphanage, and we got to do a VBS with them for 2 days, and we taught them the Bible and taught them new songs, and we got to play with them, minister to them, and pray for them and bless them, and it was amazing.
I liked Cambodia because whenever we were ministering and doing the dramas, it was really enjoyable, and I liked whenever me and Jason we were playing with the kids.
My favorite part was in Cambodia. We were able to go to this railroad district, and there's a lot of kids there that we were able to minister to, and I really liked being able to minister to them, and we were able to play football with them. The girls got to paint their nails, and I just feel like it was a really good encounter.
I think for me, one of the favorite moments that I had was we were in Vietnam, and it's still a communist country, but we were in Hanoi, the capital, and we met some friends on the last day, and they took us to a park, and there were just tons of people walking around, and we just began to talk to them, and then when we had opportunity, we would talk about the gospel. And at one point, there were some university students, and they came up to us and said, "Hey, do you speak English?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, "Can we practice our English?" And yeah, sure. And so within a very short time, we turned the conversation to God. And this young man, he said, I believe in God. And I said, "Well, how?" And he said, "Well, I was learning about everything, and I just couldn't believe that everything came from nothing. And so I did research on the internet, and I believe in God." I said, "Man, that's awesome. What do you know about Jesus?" And he said, "Well, I don't know much." And so I got to share the gospel with him, who Jesus was, and the power that he brings to change lives. And it was really, really cool. He was so receptive. His friends were there listening, and then I was able to connect him with some local Vietnamese Christians. So that trip was amazing, and I'm just so excited to know that God is moving all over the world.
Community Chapel, we just want to thank you guys so much for your support, for partnering with us. We're going on our 3rd year here, and you guys have been such a huge support to us, and we are so, so thankful. This last 5 weeks we've been traveling, and we could really feel the prayer support that we had from those back at home, and we had such a smooth trip that we knew that it was because of the prayer support, and we're really thankful for every one of you guys. Thank you so much for giving of your time in prayer and giving financially, and we have sown seed in Asia, and that to me is just so amazing, and I'm just so thankful that there were people that had never heard the gospel got to hear the gospel, and we got to lay hands on the sick and pray for the sick, and it was just such an amazing trip, and you guys are a part of that, and we're very blessed to know you guys.
And so for a quick update, our family is here for another year in Thailand, and we are partnering with a ministry that's building an international school because education is such a great way to reach people for Jesus. It reaches children and their families and communities. And so we're excited about that. Jen's going to continue to teach at the international school, teaching 3rd grade. Jason and McKenna will go with her to school, and I'm at home studying to get my degree, and I'm homeschooling Will and Hannah. We're part of a local church here, and just so excited to see what God is doing. And there's so many things happening, and it's great to be able to be a part of it. We so appreciate your giving. We appreciate your love, your support, your words of encouragement, your gifts. It really means so much to us. We love you and we appreciate you. God bless.